Hi everyone, Ryan here with Fight Game Analysis, and today we are going to be talking about the upcoming fight between Rob Font and Jose Aldo. Before we jump into that, if you've been enjoying the content, please go ahead and click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate your support. Alright, so we've got a big fight, main event coming up here, Rob Font versus Jose Aldo. Man, I don't know how many times I'm going to be talking about Jose Aldo. I feel like I've been talking about this guy forever, been seeing him fight forever, and he's still what, 35 years old. Man, it feel like he should be 45 years old, as much experience as this man has, all at the top level. But we're seeing him in here again. Still, main event fighter coming up against Rob Font. Right, standing across from him, Rob Font trains out there with the New England Cartel. I would say the most popular fighter coming out of that gym right now is Kelvin Cater, but they got some guys coming up, showing some good skills. Rob Font is definitely one of them. Now, when I think about Rob Font and his fighting style, really, I don't want to boil the man down too much. But really, it's about pressure. It's about that jab, keeping the distance that he wants to keep, working the pace that he wants to. But really, it's about that pressure and that jab. If he can get that jab going, and he can get that pressure going, man, he is a tough man to beat. Consequently, if you can break up that jab, if you can stifle that pressure a little bit, if you have an answer for that, it's going to throw him off a little bit. Now, you look at these last 4 fights that he's got. Sergio Pettis, Ricky Simon, Marlon Moraes, Cody Garbrandt. Impressive victories. But he was still able to get hit sometimes. Garbrandt was able to land some shots against him. Ricky Simon was able to land a little bit against him. Not exactly the most defensively sound man. But if he can get that jab going, he's going to be able to dictate a lot, including the range. Now, standing across from him, you got Jose Aldo. As I mentioned, this man's done it all. Been in there against top talent for as long as we can remember. Held the belt. Moved multiple divisions. Fought the best of the best. Still here. In a way, kind of reinvented himself. Right? Now, we still know him for those nasty leg kicks. We still know him for the power that he's always had. But think about the body work that he does now. Wasn't always known for that. Think about the way that he checks these kicks now. The way the game's evolved, the calf kicks. When this man held the belt, nobody was even kicking anybody in the calf. Now he's become a master at checking those kicks. Now, I don't necessarily think that's going to come into play in this fight, but here's the thing. You think about Rob Font's jab. Does Jose Aldo have an answer for that? Yeah. Yeah, he does. He counters jabs beautifully over the top with that right hand. You think about Rob Font wanting to come in there and apply a crazy amount of pressure, make you uncomfortable, take you out of your rhythm, take you out of where you excel. Does Jose Aldo have an answer for that? Yes. I think the answer to that pressure is going to be the body work that he does and the leg kicks. It doesn't take much. A guy comes in, gets a little bit too close, you start to work that body, it's going to make him back off a little bit. Guy comes in, wants to apply that pressure, you throw out some of those nasty leg kicks that Aldo has, it's going to make him want to back up a little bit. It's going to make him want to be in a position where those leg kicks don't land so heavy, they don't land so easy, right? When you're on the outside, you can step back from them. I think that's going to end up being the story of this fight. Because if Rob Font's able to get the jab and the pressure going, especially by the time those 4th and 5th rounds roll around, in some ways it could kind of look like the Yan fight. The one with the fight where Jose Aldo was fighting Piotr Yan. Now look, don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that Rob Font has the same skills that Piotr Yan does. However, when you watch that fight, Jose Aldo was doing great right up until he wasn't, the very end of the fight. And part of that was that he was just getting worn down. Man, the combinations and the power and the pressure and everything that Yan was able to do, eventually it just broke Aldo down. He folded, right? Font's a little bit similar in that way. You get him going, you let him dictate things, man, he's going to crank it up. It's going to get tough in the 4th and 5th rounds for Jose Aldo. Now, if you don't allow him to get going, if you don't allow him to get the pressure, you don't allow him to get that jab, you're fighting the fight at your pace, then by the time the 4th, 5th rounds roll around, you got a little bit more gas. He's still trying to figure things out, trying to get things going. Maybe that body work that you did is really starting to pay some dividends, and he doesn't have as much gas as he would otherwise because that hurts so much. That's taking some of his wind. Those leg kicks, Man, his quad is just on fire. His calf is all red. He's not so willing to just jump in there and push things. When he has tried to work the jab, you're constantly coming over the top of it with the right hand, landing hard left hooks. That can change the complexion of a fight. And that's why in this one, I'm going to go with Jose Aldo. Man, it's a really close one. He's a slight underdog in this one, I believe. Last time I checked out the odds. But I got to go with him. I got to think that he's just going to have an answer. Once again, he's going to continue to show why this dude can just not be turned away. He can just not be forgotten about. Think about all the careers that have come and gone. Think about when he lost to Conor McGregor. Think about what we thought was going to happen to Aldo at the end of that fight when he lost to Conor McGregor. Devastating knockout, like 7 seconds in, 13 seconds in, something crazy like that. People are looking, hey, man, this might be the end for Jose Aldo. He had a great run. He was already a champion for a long time at that point. But this one, we were already starting to see a few things. We were already starting to think a few things. Maybe he was going to start to step away. He was possibly talking about doing professional boxing. Then he gets this devastating knockout and we're like, hey, this is probably it. Look at where he's come since then. And think about where Conor McGregor has gone since then, right? Just the yin and the yang and just the way, the ups and the downs and the flows of fighting and, man, the way a guy's career goes. And look at that man now still out here headlining, competing at the very top. I'm taking him for the win in this one. Either way, I think it's going to be a phenomenal fight. How can you miss with these two? So let me know what you guys think. Is this going to come out with a win for Jose Aldo? Or is Rob Font going to find a way to put Jose Aldo's name on his resume as he tries to make his case for a title shot? Let me know what you guys think.